and welcome to episode 39 of The Adventures of Two Gray Mice. Today we're going to be talking about some of the news happening at Disney and Universal for this summer. Here we go. Hi, and welcome to The Adventures of Two Gray Mice. I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are Two Gray Mice.
I have a slighter, brighter outlook than outdoors.
Yeah, it's
very
a little gloomy. It's very gloomy today.
Dreary, little on the cool side. Have the wood stove going.
Yeah, especially since we've had such a wonderful break of summery spring weather. This was kind of a chilly take I didn't quite want back, but it's spring in New York.
Well, yeah, and it would be fine if it were like during the week, Monday through Friday. Less advantageous when it's on a Sunday.
Yep, exactly.
So here we are.
Here we are. And the first big news we have that came out of Disney actually just recently, they announced it, and the same day that it went on sale, is they've opened the packages for 2027.
Yeah, going all the way out to October
Yep.
of next year. And introduced a new dining plan in the in that as well.
Yeah. They give us at first very little information to kind of go on, as normal. So as of right now, you can buy your plans for 2027, and with your plan, if your package, in summertime next summer, they will have the water parks open for free admission on your check-in day again.
Right, and I think the part that entices me most about this is a $200 deposit guarantees your spot, and it's totally refundable. You can decide, 31 days out, you don't want to do it, and it comes back to you. So, if you're planning on it, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Get the deposit in there.
Well, and also, so there are no discounts right now. So like for right now, as me and you were talking in 2026, there are, I think, 5 different discounts between Disney Plus and extended stay or just ticket only things going on at Disney to make your vacation cheaper. There's nothing out there for 2027.
Right.
So people are like, I'm going to wait until the sale. Don't wait until the sale. Book it now because we can change it.
Yep.
Up until 31 days before.
A refundable deposit is refundable.
Well, we don't even have to refund it. We just change. If you pick and stand in the same room, you just change it and you get the cheaper price.
Yeah. So, all these updated dining plans. So we have 3 choices in front of us. The quick service dining plan, the table service dining plan, and the deluxe table service dining plan.
Right, which we used to have the 3 before COVID. They came back with 2. The quick service and what was called the Disney dining plan is now the table service dining plan. And this year they brought back the deluxe table service dining plan, but slightly less, which I think is actually better.
I do too. We'll get to that in a moment.
We'll get that in a moment. So the quick service dining plan hasn't changed. It is 2 quick service meals per night, actually, of your stay.
Yeah, per night of your stay.
1 snack or non-alcoholic drink per night of your stay, and 1 resort refillable drink mug for use at any of the resorts.
Yeah, and I wasn't really a big fan of the refillable mug until our last time. And then I became a big fan of it.
Yeah, well, especially for us. It's, what did I figure out? 4 coffees, 4 regular 1 cup coffees in the morning pays for your refillable mug if you aren't on the plan.
Right, and
that's just a no-brainer for us because we go through, just in breakfast, we'll go through that.
1 cup of coffee? No.
No, exactly.
No. So for the quick service dining plan, if you're an adult, it's going to set you back $62.78 a day. And if you're a child, it's going to set you back $25.82 a day. Now, this was the one plan that we took a close look at before going down the last time.
Correct. And there's an episode on that someplace.
Yeah. And I don't remember exactly the reason why we backed out of it at the last moment or decided not to go ahead and do it at the last moment. I don't remember what that motivating factor was. I don't think it hindered us.
No.
In any way. But we did, I know at the time when we were looking at it, we felt it was the plan that worked best for us, because then if we wanted to do a big fancy, we could do a big fancy.
Right. And we kind of planned on doing a couple big fancies, and we had a day off in there. And quick service could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think it got down to actually was the fact that we very often skip a meal.
True.
Because then we snack. And so then we were afraid of not getting truly our money's worth if we only had breakfast and dinner, because we were going to do a big fancy.
Right. But we also had the cookie stroll as a motivating factor.
Right.
Sure.
I think the whole holiday thing and Jollywood Nights is we were like, we weren't sure we were going to get enough out of it. Even the table service dining plan, which is 1 table service meal per night of your stay, 1 quick service meal per night of your stay, 1 snack, and 1 resort refillable mug per person in your room. Everybody has to get the plan.
Right. That's something that we didn't say from the start.
Right. I realized that. And a child is between the ages of 3 and 9.
Oh, they bumped that down? I thought it was 11.
No, it's 9.
9?
Yeah, a child is 9 at Disney.
Okay. I know a lot of children that are older than 9.
Yes, me too. But at 10 years old, are you going to eat a table service meal? You're not going to eat a table service meal, and you're paying $99.87 for an adult and $31.94 for a child.
Mm-hmm.
The table service meal and a quick service meal includes a specialty beverage if you want one, which means if you are under the age of 21, it could be a hot cocoa or a fancy non-alcoholic drink. Or if you're over 21, it could be a beer, a wine, or an alcoholic beverage.
Yep. Now, the one that's really kind of enticing, new, the deluxe table service dining plan. That checks in at a $163.01 per night per day for an adult and $46.85 for a child, but it entitles you to 2 table service meals per night of stay and 1 quick service meal per night of stay. You get the same snack non-alcoholic drink per night of stay and the resort refillable drink mug. But if you're a sit-downer and you like to take your time, this might be the plan for you.
Well, this is the only plan that actually has 3 meals.
Yeah.
So you can have your quick service breakfast in the morning to get up and out. Or you can go to Cinderella's Royal Table and have a fancy sit-down breakfast.
Have your sit-down breakfast, do your quick service for
lunch, and then have a nice fancy dinner.
Right.
Now, where our table service meals are concerned, character meals, be our guest, and Cinderella are 2 points.
Correct.
So you're going to use basically 2 nights of dinners to go there. And any of the fine dining establishments will be 2 points. So that would be Narcoossee's, like Sir Paul, Chefs de France, the Canadian place that I can't remember right now. Anything that's in their fine, anything that's in their fine dining will be 2 dining.
It's not going to be Pecos Bill.
It's not going to be Pecos Bill. And most of the restaurants at Disney Springs are also on the dining plan. Not all of them.
Not all of them. You have to go to the Disney Springs site.
Yeah.
And
it'll tell you when you look at the menus.
Yep. Yep. But again, it's the kind of thing where you really want to understand what it is that you're going to be doing while you're there, what you're trying to get out of the trip. What I've always told folks about the dining plan is it's no fuss, no muss. You don't have to think of a thing. All that's done for you. And, if you're the type of person that wants to know exactly how much each day of the trip is going to cost you, sans souvenirs, this is you. This is you.
Right. And it also, so I'm putting down my $200 deposit. It is currently April 26th. We're going to go in June of 27. I've got 14 months to pay off my hotel, my tickets, and my dining plan.
Yep.
So I budget $100 to whatever the number is every month that I pay Disney between now and then, or, I have to pay off by going in June, so by May 1st, I'm paying it all off. So I can kind of budget the whole expense. And when I get down there, besides the
Enjoy,
fluff,
yeah.
it's all paid for.
Right. And that, that's another thing to keep in mind too. It's just a much, much easier, at least for us, stress-free way of doing Disney.
And also, I find like when I know I already paid for it, like going to Les Celliers or someplace where you've got that really nice meal on there, that when I haven't paid for it yet, we spent like $5, 5 t-shirts today and this and that. I don't want to buy that filet mignon, but if I've already paid for it, I'm getting the filet mignon.
I'm getting the filet.
And when Junior orders the filet and doesn't finish it, it doesn't hurt as much. Now,
one of the things to keep in mind also in 27 is you can save up to 20% on dining for kids ages 3 to 9 when you purchase a dining plan for your family as part of a Walt Disney Travel Company package. So that's on top of everything else.
Right, which is not actually as good because this current year we're in, it's been free.
Right.
Kids have been eating free all year if you got the dining package. So I went back to 25 to look at the cost of the kids' dining, since obviously it was $0 this year. And they've only gone up about $1 or $2, which isn't bad for 2 years.
Correct. Now, one of the interesting things about these packages is that they include pizza pickup at your resort.
Right, which is like a whole, for use 2 quick service points. So you come back, it's dinner time, you don't want to deal with the restaurant, everybody's wet or whatever, like that soggy night we had.
Yeah, pick up the phone and the pizza arrives.
Well, it's pickups. You have to go out and pick it up, but you still you order it on your phone. It's
ready.
A certain amount of sodas. It's an entire pizza pie or 2, depending on how many humans you have. And you bring it back to your room with your plates and you eat it.
Yep.
Watching Disney movies. Not a bad deal.
So now we want to sort of segue into what's new, what's open, what's closed, and the changes that are going on within
the parks,
Disney and Universal, because some of them are pretty exciting.
Yeah. And the one I'm very excited about, because it's one of my favorite rides ever. Big Thunder's coming back.
Yeah. It wasn't open the last time we were down there.
Last 2 times we were there.
So, an already fun ride apparently is even more fun. Entirely new track, new vehicles, but very similar theming. I think it's the mechanics that they changed.
They changed the mechanics and the cars and the track. So it's a smoother ride, so it's only bumpy when it's actually supposed to be.
There's a couple of really, really interesting new effects that they have along on the ride. There's this, it's like this bubbling molten pit. It's supposed to be fascinating. The video looked really cool.
Yeah.
It was kind of fuzzy and dark.
The whole mines area, when you go to the bottom of the mountain, the mines,
the Rainbow Caverns.
And they're like, there's going to be something, I can't remember how they put it, but basically they hinted that there might be an explosion. Now, you've been to Disneyland now, and when you go on Big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland, as you go up the hill out of the caverns, you're following the fuses for the dynamite, and
which I thought was really, really cool.
Right, and then they explode right before you go down the hill.
Yeah.
So we have a feeling that might be what's coming to us here in Disney World. And this will be reopening on May 3rd.
Now, here's the real jaw-dropping information. With this re-engineered ride, they crunched the numbers and they dropped the ride height requirement from 40 inches to 38 inches. And 2 inches is a real big deal.
Especially when you're that little.
Yeah. So that means more fun for more members of your party. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It's already been added to the multi-pass light lane list as a tier 1 ride. Duh.
Well, yeah.
And
we weren't sure if they were going to try to single pass it when it first came out or not.
And we can't stress enough, if you're going down there after May 3rd, you got to put this on your must-do list because it's a great ride.
Yeah, and I think you're going to need a lightning lane at least for a while.
Yeah.
Because, before it closed, it always had a consistent 30-minute wait, but I think once it reopens, but just like Kiana's, it's going to bounce up there to an hour or so at first.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that whole area is still kind of messy. Not really messy. It's got the walls up.
Yeah, is it ever really messy when they got massive construction going on there?
No.
I've never noticed.
No, you got all those walls that we walked past and everything else just blocking everything off.
But,
you can't see anything.
Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, that's all gone.
It's just a big gray wall.
And there's a very, very large construction wall up. That's where the Piston Peaks land is coming, which I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I've seen some Bio Reconstruct who flies drones over both of the parks, actually over all the parks, spying on what they're doing. Some of the construction looks very good. It looks cool.
Looks good, and very, very good progress considering the amount of time they've been working on it so far. So, very optimistic that they will meet their deadlines.
Yep,
and be open when they say they will be.
Yeah. So already opened up this week. Something that when Rob and I were down in December, missed greatly because it is one of our 2 hotbeds of competition.
Yes, absolutely. But it is back.
Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin.
Yeah. So they reworked the cars. They reworked the guns.
The whole, and all the screens and everything.
The screens and everything. And they've also added extra bonus levels in the game. So we can't wait to get back down there and ride it again.
Supposedly it's going to be harder to make Galactic Hero status. All my friends have that. Like all my other travel advisor buddies. I've never, you know how bad I am at the game. So it supposedly has different paths to get there. We'll have to figure out what they all are. Curious.
Well, yeah, we're definitely
someone's going to do a POV video and explain to us all at some point.
Yeah.
But you can pick the guns up now, so it's easier to aim. They aren't attached to the vehicle anymore.
Right. Which I always found, a bit of a challenge myself.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though I consistently trounced you every time we
went
on
Robert,
the ride.
You did. You always consistently. Well, it's also because it was attached, and you also had to move the car. And every time I tried to do it, you were like, "Just let me move the car," because I couldn't aim, shoot, and move the car.
Is this where I dig a deeper hole?
No.
Okay. Because I could.
So there's now targets with a white ring that are worth more, and what's also cool is your laser beam is more visible, and your gun is red or green, and that is of course the color of your laser beam. So it's easier to tell where you yourself are shooting.
Correct.
Which is always cool because I always never do.
They also have a new opening scene with a brand new character, a little robot called Buddy, created by Imagineering and Pixar. And Buddy will help prep you for your mission. And like we said, I think the new ride vehicles look very cool.
Slick. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen any videos or anybody reviews on it yet, so I'm interested.
Yeah. Now the biggest change over in Disney Studios. So that
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios. That whole area down there. The Rock and Roller Coaster's gone. Gone. But it's not.
No. It's being rethemed.
So we saw some pictures, and the entire building is covered with a brownish gray fabric scaffolding. Basically wraps around the whole thing. They've begun to refresh the guitar.
Just a little bit of the neck is sticking out now.
Yeah, it's still going to be that great red color, but apparently they're giving it a Muppet makeover.
An Electric Mayhem Muppet makeover. Come on, get this right.
And also rumored to have a large gold key at the bottom of the guitar as
for Dr. Teeth
tribute
to Dr.
Teeth. Yep. It's the details sound really, really fun, But as we were discussing prior to today's recording, I think it's going to be that same jouncy, bouncy,
Right, because they really,
coaster.
I really wish, I love this layover, and just like with Big Thunder Mountain, right? They haven't changed the track like much, like where it actually physically was in the ride. They just took it out and put down new track. They really needed to take an entire year and take the old track out and put down new track. Now, I know it's a lot more complicated in a building, especially with track that goes upside down. But the last time I was on that ride, I had a headache because it just very jouncy, bouncy back and forth. And of course, you've got it's over the shoulder.
This was the one that like every member of my family had been on before me. And then there was, I think we went down there when it was 5 years ago. And you said, you're going on this? And
Yep.
I was like, okay, I'm going on it. Oh, and it was one of those rides where I'm very apprehensive about going on the ride. And then we're in the queue. We can see the ride and the ride stops.
Yeah, we were in that section.
For like a really long time.
That's when we had that great cast member who started like doing stand-up.
Right. And that was great. That was brilliant. But we're gonna introduce you to what the new story is in case you're familiar with the old Rock and Roller Coaster. So the Electric Mayhem are heading for their biggest Hollywood concert ever. Everyone is there. Problem is the band is nowhere to be found. They're still at G-Force Records, which is their recording studio, jamming away while Scooter is absolutely losing his mind trying to get them to leave. Very brand on for the Muppets. I just have this wonderful vision of Scooter losing his mind. So with the guest VIP passes, we'll be welcomed inside the recording studio where we'll find the Electric Mayhem cranking out familiar tunes. It sounds
well,
really fun.
Do you remember the song? Can you picture that?
Yeah.
It's from the Muppet movie. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an original. I think it's their only original song.
And they've also renamed the ride vehicles because you're going to, thanks to the newest technological advancements from Muppet Labs, guests will board a super-powered vehicle in the alleyway just behind Studio C, known as the Lengthy Immediate Motion Object. Lengthy Immediate Motion Object.
Limo.
Or limo.
Right. Yeah.
But
are you gonna trust Beaker and whatever?
I don't know.
And Scooter's going to be animatronic.
Yeah, so
that's going to be very cool.
That's very cool. So here's the playlist that they've released.
Because we don't know why it's a playlist, but we're assuming that either during the ride itself or at the end of the ride, they're going to change the song like they do in Guardians, which is going to be cool.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. So there's song 2, Born to be Wild, Love Roller Coaster, Rock Rock Till You Drop, and Walking on Sunshine.
Now, song 2, which most people have no idea what song 2 is. It's by The Blur.
The Blur.
The Blur. Just look it up. I'd hum for you, but I can't even hum.
Yeah.
Trust me. But what's fun is, so Born to be Wild is going to be sung by Camilla the Chicken. Love Roller Coaster, they're singing with Jennifer Hudson and Questlove. Rock Rock Till You Drop, which is a Def Leppard song. They are going to be joining in with the Electric Mayhem. Def Leppard. When Rob found out that I was a Def Leppard fan in high school and in college, he was like, "You like what?" I love Def Leppard. Walking on Sunshine, Kelly Clarkson is joining them.
Yeah, it's such an interesting mix of artists joining forces with the Electric Mayhem. So this is something that, even though I know it's a banging roller coaster, but despite that, I'm very much looking forward to checking out this refurb.
Yes, it's refurb. Very much looking forward to it. And which I had discussed in one of my prior episodes, the whole Animation Courtyard area. Not everything that's going to be in there, but a lot of it is opening up May 26th, and that is the same day that the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets will be opening as well.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on end of May.
Yeah, that Memorial Day weekend, that's when Soarin' Over America starts. That's when the new Dance Junior party opens up, the Courtyard opens up. So lots will be happening in Hollywood Studios that weekend.
Going to be very interesting.
Now, switching gears over to Universal Studios Orlando.
Orlando. Yeah. Now, so if you don't know about it, if you haven't heard the news, this is genuinely annoying, but Hogwarts Castle is completely and totally covered in scaffolding and fabric.
You can see nothing.
You can see nothing. I don't know. We don't have any information if this affects any of the projection shows that they do.
Oh, no, nothing. They're not happening.
Right. So
Forbidden Journey is open. The ride itself is open.
Yep. And so's Hagrid's.
Yep. Everything's open over there.
Else
except
in Hogsmeade is open and available, but they've decided that this is the time of year where they're going to do their maintenance and their sprucing.
Like, and it's kind of strange because like they just painted the castle. It's no longer pink. It's back to the bluish color, right? A lot of it was done during the day. A lot of it was done during night, and a cherry picker scaffolding kind of moved around it, so you can still get a picture of the castle from just a different angle. This whole thing is covered,
right?
So I wonder if it got injured in a storm, hit by lightning, or this is the first time. When did it open? 12 years ago?
Right. So this is really the first time I think that they've really been able to.
They've touched it up and painted it since then. But I think, really gotten at it and are really doing some major rehab.
Well, I find it reassuring and comforting. But if I was going down there, if I had planned my trip.
Oh yeah. And that iconic shot from the bridge.
Just wanted to see the castle.
Oh, yeah.
The castle's there. You just can't see it.
You just can't see it. Yeah.
But, making the place better.
Yep. But it should be back by May 21st, which is why we're telling you. This is not like, for a week we're going to have it covered. This is a month and a half we're going to have it covered.
Yep. All right. So there's a bunch of other stuff that's going on throughout Universal. The Rip Ride Rocket.
Dead. Gone.
Well, that was a roller coaster I was never ever going on.
Never ever. Even I love roller coasters. Basically the vertical climb was not happening.
So they did their last ride.
It's gone.
It's almost completely apart and off property at this point.
I think it's gone.
And they're beginning construction on the brand new Fast and Furious coaster. Now, when we were out in California,
right,
at Universal Studios LA, they were building that ride.
Right, that Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift.
Yes.
We don't know if it's going to be Hollywood Drift, New York Drift, just Drift.
I think the only thing that might be more reassuring to a coaster fanatic like myself is the fact that when we were looking at the coaster setup
it's not on the side of a mountain.
It's on the side of a mountain. And it's just like, I see the track popping out of the building. Now, where it pops out of the building and you're standing there, it's like, I don't know, 30 feet.
Yeah.
30 feet up. When you're on the other side of the building.
And you go on the escalators down.
Yeah. It's like 130 feet off the ground.
There's no.
It's just crazy.
I don't know if the ride even has a launch.
Yeah, it might just be the drop.
It might just be gravity.
No,
it probably has some sort of a launch.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
there's no up. There's no need for an up because it starts at the top of the mountain, goes out the building, and goes down.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and Fast and Furious supercharged something. They'll come up with a fun name by the time it's actually built.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that new coaster. That'll be right there in the park.
And you'll be able to see it.
Left-hand
side. And supposedly it's going to go a little bit into City Walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're hoping. I mean, the other one came out of the building and back into the building. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're going to do something very, very similar. But the Fast and Furious supercharged ride, which we were like about. That's
gone. That's going to be permanently closed in 2027 because it's the best part was the pre-show. The pre-show was great.
The pre-show,
depending on what cast member you got, it was hilarious. Right. The ride itself was forgettable. The same as Kong, but Kong is so much better.
Yeah.
So they're going to permanently close that, and then also something that we experienced 15 years ago when Adventures first opened, when the Sinbad show was still there. And then we did, I can't remember what it's called right now, Poseidon, is the Lost Continent at Islands of Adventure. They're closing it off.
Yep, that's all going away.
Yep. So they've got a big wall up. The fountain that you can talk to is still out where the public can see it. A couple of the food stands and Mythos is still open. But the rest is all closed. The All Hallows store that was there, the Halloween store, they've moved that to Port of Entry.
Yeah.
Now, the big rumor is it's going to become something Nintendo. Now, we have Nintendo World at Epic. There's signs that because of the pictures in some of the buildings and stuff, we think we know what other games are going to go into there. The big rumor is that Pokemon is going to go into Islands of Adventure where Lost Continent was.
Well, I mean, that makes an awful lot of sense.
Because it can be very much standalone.
Sure. Sure. And a proven winner.
Yeah, and they are building a Pokemon land, I think, in Japan currently. So they already have proof of concept or the rides picked out. I don't know. We'll see.
It'd be interesting. I mean, if they bring something like that to that park, it's nothing but a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bunch of new stuff happening in and around City Walk. Bunch of new restaurants are popping up.
And some just fun things happening in restaurants that already exist. And a restaurant we've never been in, Pat O'Brien's, which I've heard good things about. They usually have dueling pianos in the main area. And called O'Brien's, it can't be bad, right? That's the Irish heritage to me. But they have a
back patio.
Back patio courtyard. They have 2-story one into a speakeasy for the summertime, which sounds fun. It just sounds like, I want to go there. Of course, you need a password to get in because it is a speakeasy. So, by the way, the password is Storms Are Brewing.
I thought you were going to make them look it up or something.
I don't think there's any place you look it up.
Oh, okay.
I had inside source.
Oh, well, now we have several inside sources. And the Epic Preview Center closed this week, but it's opening back up as the Universal Legacy Store, which is it should be opening the end of this month. And there's going to be an awful lot of retro legacy merchandise in this store. Think E.T., Jaws, Back to the Future, the Universal Monsters, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the original Universal Studios park, that kind of merchandise.
We don't have any
props.
We don't have any details on all the goodies, but it sounds like it's going to be a definite moneymaker.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what it was before, but supposedly they're going to make it bigger and better. We'll see.
Oh, the Five Guys.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry to say to anybody who likes Burger King, but the Burger King Whopper Bar has closed, or is actually getting ready to close, at City Walk. I don't know why they called it a Whopper Bar. It was just a plain, ordinary Burger King. But anyway, it's closing, and it's being replaced with Five Guys burgers and fries.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob and I can honestly say we've eaten in the original Five Guys burgers and fries.
Yes, we have.
Many moons ago, before it was like all over the place.
All over. And before, I think maybe it was the Rage.
Yeah, it's good.
The chocolate shake was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't, make sure you get the spoon.
Yeah, it's very thick. You'll like suck your eyeballs out trying to use a straw.
You're not getting that out of a straw. Nope. And then one of the really, really interesting things, Luke Combs and Opry Entertainment are bringing a live music and dining venue to the new waterfront spot at City Walk. It's not going to be ready until 27, but it sounds really interesting. And
you have live concerts, which is interesting because they already have a live concert venue in Hard Rock on the other side of the pond.
Correct, but that's indoors, and you and I have both agreed that outdoor music. There's just something about outdoor music.
We're hoping it's outdoors. This is going to be a 2-story building. It's going to block. I don't think you're going to be able to see Hard Rock from certain spots anymore because of this building. I'm curious if it's going to block.
Well, now I want to go find more pictures.
Yeah, it's because of where they're putting it. You know where Margaritaville is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that bar across, right on the pond over there, it's supposedly going to be right past it. In that area is going to be where it is. I'm curious if it's kind of ruined the vibe, feel of that whole section. I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
But the other big news that's happening in Epic Universe that I'm very excited about is they are currently looking to hire fireworks people. Why would you need fireworks people?
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
And they sent a memo to the people around the park that would start testing fireworks. So we're guessing that Epic Universe is going to start having a nighttime spectacular. Very exciting.
Yeah, this would be very exciting.
Yeah. Because I like the one at Universal Studios, the fountain sensational thing I can't pronounce, but which is back.
Epic Universe?
No, at Universal Studios. You know when they do the movies against the fountains?
Oh.
That one.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
That's very much fun.
Yeah.
And it's back because Mardi Gras is over, so that parade's over. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing fireworks because it's going to be like Helios, where they put the platformers behind Helios. So you'll have Helios, the fountains in front of you, and then the fireworks behind Helios. Well, at least that's what it looks like. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good fireworks show.
Yep. That's all we got. That's all that's happening. I think it's worth going down there this summer. Want to come?
We're going on a cruise.
So? I know.
Do I get to do both? Very rarely do I get my cake and eat it too.
Okay.
I mean, you know me.
Yep. We're going to go in November. We're going down in November. All right. Thank you, folks, for listening to the Adventures of Two Gray Mice. Please leave a rating and review wherever you listen.
You can follow us on
Is there any questions about anything, expectations, subjects you want to hear us talk about? Podcast @2graymice@gmail.com.
Until next time.
And we are two gray mice.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week, folks.